So do you want to take a guess as to, I'm looking at it right now, last season, how many first-time All-Stars there were between the two All-Star teams?
If I tell you the number, can you let me guess who as well?
Yeah, sure.
So was it 6?
You're not that far off. It's 4.
Oh, it's 4. So Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Maxey, Scotty Barnes.
Yep.
Ooh, there's a 4th, and I'm blanking on it, and it's annoying me.
Eastern Conference.
Eastern Conference. Tyrese Halliburton.
No.
Oh, he made it that last year too. You're right. He's made it back-to-back.
Tyrese made it the year prior. This was his second All-Star selection. You're
Paolo Banchero. There you go.
Paolo Banchero, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So that was last year. The year before that, I kind of want to see how far back we can go and have you remember this stuff. The year before that, we had the year before that. Maybe this is the one you were thinking of. The year before that, we had 6, and those 6 were Tyrese Halliburton, who you mentioned already, Anthony Edwards, Lauri Markkanen, Jaren Jackson Jr., De'Aaron Fox, and it's kind of crazy that the year before last was his first year making it, but it was SGA.
Yeah. That's so like on a tanking team for most of his career, outside of the second year with Chris Paul, when he wasn't an all-star, he was largely playing on bad teams. It
goes to show that like some guys, sometimes you have a guy that misses it by the skin of their teeth, and then the next year it's like, oh, it's a no doubt about it. All-star. I'm going to go back one more year just to make the point that I'm trying to make. The year before that, it was 7. Ja Morant, Andrew Wiggins, which kind of doesn't really count. DeJounte Murray, Jared Allen, Fred VanVleet, Darius Garland, and LaMelo Ball. So 4, 6, and 7. I guess the point is, if we do this correctly and we do a good job, like we should each have 2 or 3 guys from our respective lists that wind up making it.
Well, then I guess we'll see how we do. Maybe one of us ends up with all 4 on our respective lists. Maybe it is an even split, and then we have to figure out a tiebreaker in a couple months.
Let's get this over with. I'm already preparing that I'm not going to get it. So give me my freaking card.
Well, for those who are new to Patreon, the way that we decide the order of things here is a fun game of high card draw. Shout out to the fine folks at in Las Vegas, Nevada, for the deck of cards that we're going to use. Shout out to Summer League, where I went and got these and was like, oh, we can incorporate this in Patreon. Okay, John, your card is a Jack.
Hey!
All right. That's high. That's a high card. Unfortunately, it's not as high as a Joker. Oh, never mind. That's not a card.
I mean,
no, okay. I'm pulling a different card. Yeah, I'm pulling a different card. Unfortunately, it's not as high as a. That's the back of a card, and the back.
For anybody who didn't see,
I shuffled her off.
Held up the
the back of a card.
What was the card though?
I don't know. The cards are now all over my thing. I'm going to reshuffle this deck. This is the suspense.
We're not going to get any first time All Stars.
Call me M. Night Shyamalan with the suspense that's being built right now. Hold on a second. Okay.
You know we should be forced to do because this has become a clusterfuck. We should be forced to pick the players who made the All-Star team this past year that are not going to make it.
Oh, that's fun. I got to reshuffle. I got to redo these because
oh my god. So now I don't get my Jack.
My card is a 10. Oh wow, my card's a 10. John, you get a Jack. There you go.
Okay.
You get a Jack and a 10. You get the first pick. RJ is all yours.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to think the last time if we would have played this game in years past, when's the last time there would have been a more obvious pick, which is honestly the correct answer. And so I'm taking Wemby, obviously. The correct answer is probably LeBron James, because if I recall correctly, I'm going to double check right now.
He made it his second year, if that's what you're doing.
Yeah. So that's the last time that this answer would have been this obvious. Would have been LeBron after not making it his first year, making it his second year. So that was That was 20 years ago, exactly, because the 04-05 season, and this is the 2004-2005 or 2024-2025 season. That year that LeBron made his first All-Star team, he ended up making second team All-NBA and finished sixth in MVP voting. And sixth in MVP seems I would probably. I'd probably go a little lower than that for Wemby this year. I wondered though what the odds you could get on him making like what for his first All-Star team. Would that be like minus? Would it be like minus 400 or something for him to make it?
It's got to be like 4-1 negative, like minus like that. You hinted at it's as easy a first pick in any draft. I mean, I'll even go back even further to the draft we did the first summer of Patreon, where we were doing decade drafts, and we did the draft. You and Yash and Oz did the 90s draft, and Yash took Michael Jordan first overall. Yeah. It was like this is the most obvious number one picks of the 3 decades we've done so far. So,
let me just say, like, it's a testament to the West that, like, it's not completely insane that it doesn't make it, or I don't know, maybe it is, but just the West is so freaking loaded. And if I'm just saying, if now this is usually applies more to All NBA than All Star, but like if the Spurs are like sitting in 12th or 13th. When this voting is happening and he's not voted in as a starter, I guess maybe that's the thing. Is he going to get voted in as a starter? There's a possibility he just gets like 4 million votes around the world, and that's it. But either way, he's going to be an all-star. Okay, who's your pick? I'm very curious which way you go on this.
Chet Holmgren.
That would have been my second pick.
Yeah, I think the most likely scenario, if the Thunder are a juggernaut, is that they get multiple all-stars, which is why. I wonder if this is where you might go with your next pick.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think so. This is what's tricky, is because if you have a team like the Thunder that the betting odds certainly seem to indicate that they will be not only the number one team in the West, but perhaps by a little bit with a cushion. Like they're going to get 2 all-stars. I am going to take J-Dub, so Jalen Williams, so the other potential first, because I feel like this is maybe it's not a 50-50 bet, because I agree with you. Chet is the more likely of the two to make it, but I don't think it's like 75-25. I think it's more like 60-40 that Chet makes it, 40 that Jalen Williams makes it. Because here's the thing, Chet's not going to score as much. And if Jalen Williams just puts up, 25 points a game for a team that's running away with the West, like, is that enough? Now, there's a possibility if he does that, then it's just him and Chet. So, I think Chet is the correct number 2 pick. I don't hate where I'm sitting here with J-Dub as my second selection.
Would have been my pick here if you had gone someplace else. So I was, even if like that probably would have ruined my odds a bit, because I would have taken 2 Thunder. I think there's a road to get 3 all-stars this year. With how good I think they'll be. I know the West is loaded. Like you made that point. I think it's a good one. I wonder if we're sitting here and they're 50-10 at the All-Star break, and we're like, oh, I think they deserve 3 all-stars. They're on pace for 65 wins in a loaded conference. So
can we actually hold on? Can we divert path for half a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
All-star locks in the West. Just tell me. I'm gonna go through them. You tell me yes or no. SGA, okay. Right?
Yes.
At 1, Jokic 2, Anthony Edwards 3, Luka 4. I mean, Durant 5. Assuming he play. No, there's no games played requirement for this. So Durant 5. LeBron 6.
Mm-hmm.
AD 7. Lock. Is it?
We're assuming health here, right?
See, but that's the thing is, like, let's say AD plays 25 games around the time, or 30. I don't know. Maybe that's a little ridiculous, but like, let's say he misses 15 games while All-Star voting is happening. You think he's a lock?
Yes. If he just misses, if he plays 15 games or misses 15,
misses 15 games. I don't think he's a lock.
Not a lot. I mean, he did miss the last 2 All-Star games before the one he just made.
So you know what? Forget it. I'm not locking him.
Don't lock him. Don't lock him.
We're 6 with LeBron, 7 with Steph.
Mm-hmm. John, you're hinting the Matrix at the moment. So just hold on for a second. I'm leaving all this in. Don't worry. But you're in the Matrix at the moment. Say something.
Am I out of it?
You're out. You got out. Great. You are the one.
And then I'm not making Wemby a lock, but it's likely. And
so we got LeBron and Steph were the last 2 that you mentioned.
Yeah, LeBron, Steph, that's 7. So like maybe, I mean, Ja, so all right. So there's spots. There's spots to be had, but again, there's only 12 unless you get an injury replacement. So, there's usually an injury replacement or 2. So like there's spots, but still. All right. I'm very curious which way you go here. I think there is one more kind of obvious pick. And I could also see you going in another direction.
Really?
Okay. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I.
So what you just hinted at is going to inform my pick because you did West locks, and I just wonder if the Eastern Conference does just have more availability in picks or spots, like the 4 first-time All-Stars that you listed at the beginning for last year were all Eastern Conference All-Stars. So I'm gonna take.
Oh, you're not going the way that I would go.
No. I think I do think I know where you were. I think you were going to Houston with your.
I'm not saying anything.
Oh, just not giving away strategy. Okay, I see you. I will go. Let's be optimistic here. I will go Cade Cunningham with my next.
No,
pick.
You're not.